Hola a todos, buenos días, good morning, hello, Kate, thank you so much for being here. Gracias por acompañarnos. We are going to start because it's at 11 o'clock, the invitation. Some people might be joining as we start speaking. Today, we are very honored to have with us Kate representing the University of Sheffield. As you might know, this is one of the best universities in the world and is a member of the prestigious Russell Group in the UK. For those of you who don't know, Kate might be able to share a little bit more about that and what it means to study at a university such as this. We are very happy to be here with you and sharing the information about Sheffield and, of course, the scholarship we have with FUNED. Also with us is joining us Alejandro Gil from Pearson PTE. He has a little surprise for everyone who's planning on doing their master's degree next year, and they're starting to see what English testing they're going to take. So he will talk to us a little bit more about that in a few minutes. Please put your questions in the chat box, or you can wait and open your microphones at the end of the session, and we will be more than happy to hear from all of you. This session is going to be recorded, so if you know anyone who might be interested in this information, you can share it with them, that they can find it on our YouTube channel in a couple of days. So without further ado, thank you so much, Kate, for being here, for your time, and for sharing with us this information.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone for coming along today. I'm just going to share my screen so I can share the presentation with you all. Please do let me know if you have any trouble seeing it.
No, we can see that.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for attending today. My name is Kate. I'm the International Recruitment Manager at the University of Sheffield. And I support students who are applying from all over the Americas to study with us. My email address is also there on the screen in case you have any questions after the event as well. So I'm not going to talk for too long today, but I just wanted to touch on a few key things. So why a little bit of information about the city of Sheffield in the UK, if you're not familiar with it, some information about the university, also our scholarships and the support that's available for you, including our scholarship with FUNED, and then how you can apply for courses with us. So starting off with Sheffield as a city, we are in the north of England. So we're about 2 hours on the train to London, the capital, and then about an hour away from the nearest international airport, that's in Manchester. So majority of students fly into Manchester Airport when they're coming to study with us, and then we meet them at the airport and bring them over and get them settled in Sheffield. So as you probably saw there on the map, we are quite central to the UK. So it's a great spot to be able to explore further afield around the country once you're visiting with us. We are actually the safest large city in the UK. So we have a very low rate of crime in Sheffield. We're known for being very friendly and welcoming with a very modern and inclusive mindset. We have very affordable public transport around the city. So most students decide to walk around campus because we are a city-based campus. But there is also trams and buses and taxis. And then we have a major train station to connect you to any of the other cities that you want to visit while you're in the UK. If you are interested in outdoor activities, we are known as the outdoor city. So we're the greenest city in the UK. We are part of a landscape called the Peak District. So if you're interested in hiking, mountain biking, rock climbing, we're perfect for that. But also if you just like spending your lunchtimes in the park, and the city is full of trees and parks and green spaces to spend time in. And as you'd imagine from a large city, we have lots of events that happen throughout the city, festivals, music events, etc. We also are the original home of football. So the rules of football were written in Sheffield. We have 2 major football teams, and we also have the largest theatre district outside of London. So lots of things to keep you busy while you're alongside your studies with us. And something I found important as a student when I was studying at the University of Sheffield, we're also a very affordable student city. So once you're in Sheffield, living costs are very low, and they are actually 10% cheaper than the national average and 25% cheaper than London and the south of England. So it's a good place to be able to have a high quality of living for a relatively low cost. And I'll talk a little bit more about our scholarships and student support later in terms of supporting you with costs as well. So then now a little about the university itself. Who are we as a university? So as Sophia already mentioned, we are a world top 100 university, ranked 98th in the Times Higher Education World Rankings. We are also 105th in the QS University World Rankings. We are a Russell Group university, which means we are one of the research-led universities in the UK, and 92% of our research is world-leading or internationally excellent. And this year, in the What Uni Student Choice Awards, so these are voted for by current students, we received not only University of the Year, but also #1 for student life and #1 for our Students' Union. So hopefully that shows that we're a well-rounded place to study and live. You have your curriculars and your extracurriculars all covered with us. We do have a long history of welcoming students from all over the world. So we have lots of student societies to join, including a Latin American student society. We have lots of celebrations of international culture in the city and at the university. And maybe very importantly, we have a wide range of international restaurants, shops, and supermarkets. So this is common throughout the UK, but in Sheffield, we're particularly proud that we have a lot of students from the university who have actually stayed in the city to open restaurants selling food from their home countries. So you'll be bound to find the ingredients and be able to cook the food from home that reminds you of home, and also be able to go out to restaurants to find that as well. At Sheffield, we have around 30,000 students, and we do recruit from over 150 different countries. And I think a big part of the reason that we attract students from all around the world is because we are very passionate about our teaching. So the academics that will be teaching you when you're studying with us are world-renowned academics. They are at the forefront of their field, and the curriculum that you study is rewritten every year to make sure that it is at the forefront of the research. So you'll always be best prepared for when you graduate and you move into the workforce. We are top in the Russell Group for our teaching excellence. And because we recruit from over 150 different countries, we are a top 50 most international university in the world. 30% of our students and 30% of our staff are international. So that's a statistic I am particularly proud of. In terms of what you can study with us, we have 21 schools that are spread across 5 faculties. So you can study anything from arts and humanities, engineering, health, which includes medicine and dentistry courses, science, and social sciences. And I've listed here a few of the courses that are particularly popular. This is not the whole list of subjects you can study. This is just an example of some of the main areas that students come to study with us. So we are particularly well known for our engineering subjects. We have 7 different engineering streams, including civil and structural, aerospace, and electrical and electronic engineering, among others. We're also particularly well known for our biosciences research, also architecture, and of course our management school that offers a range of different business and finance and marketing courses as well. So employability is very important for you as you're coming to study. Your university is like a stepping stone to your future career. So it's important to know that we are a top 20 UK university targeted by graduate employers. Our students have also voted the Career Service a top 5 in the UK, and we are in the top 25 UK universities for graduate prospects. So a lot of our courses will offer something called a year in industry or a placement year, which for the undergraduate students is an additional year they can take. And then for the master's students, because the courses are for the main only 1 year long, we make sure that that whole time you're focused on your employability skills, working on your resume, and making sure you have good interview practice, that you're meeting with employers. And a lot of the courses will include a placement over the summer so that you get some work experience tied into that 1 year of study. And here you can see some of the companies that some of our graduates have recently gone on to work for. So they're both UK-based companies and global companies that we have major ties to. So I didn't, unfortunately, have one of our current students or alumni that could come and attend with me today. So I just included a slide here from one of our former students, Marianne, who studied her master's in cities and global development with us. She graduated in 2020, and she's now working as a senior program officer for C40 cities. So Marianne, when she studied with us, before she left, she gave us a brief interview. So you can see here some of what she said about the university. So she commented that the city and the university are friendly and diverse, which makes you feel welcome from day one. Also, that life as a student in Sheffield is very complete, offering good quality modules, lectures, and opportunities to get involved in societies and great study spaces, and that the staff are very approachable and friendly. And she also talked about employability, so the modules were designed to provide her with skills that will be useful after graduation, like analytical skills and how to prepare consultancy reports for external organizations. So after graduating with us, Marianne went on to work in international urban development and public policy, and has then returned to Mexico City and now works for C40 cities. So that's just one example of how the University of Sheffield can help you with your studies and also your career progression. So here's a quick list of some of the things that the University Career Service offers. They will do CV, so resume and interview workshops with you throughout your time with us. They also arrange one-to-one alumni mentoring. They'll regularly invite leading employers onto campus for our employability fairs, so you can meet with employers and learn about what they're looking for in prospective employees. They will also help you find volunteering opportunities, paid placements, as I mentioned, and part-time work, because you can work for up to 20 hours per week while you're studying with us. And the Career Service offers lifetime support. So at any time after you graduate, if you need any additional support, they are available to help you. Moving on quickly to our social side of things. So we are the #1 students' union in the UK, as I mentioned, and the students' union is like the social hub of the campus. They have all of your shops on campus, the bars, the club nights that are for students only. We also have a cinema and lots of other kind of things to benefit you socially. We also have our advice and guidance centres there. So we have our International Student Support Centre. We also have advisors for housing, for finances, for any personal problems that you have, as well as mental health counselling and the University Health Service for any physical concerns that you have. So the Students' Union is really a central hub where you can go to get support with anything that you're looking for outside of your academic support. Your academic support is provided by an academic counsellor who is assigned to you when you register with the university. They are a supervisor who will help you with any questions or concerns you have about your studies while you're studying. And we also have over 300 clubs and societies that you can join, as I mentioned, including the Latin American Student Society, but also things like Model UN, Debate Society, choirs. If you play instruments, there are bands that you can join, as well as, book clubs and all kinds of manner of societies that you can join. We also have a fully equipped gym on campus, outdoor and indoor sports pitches, swimming pools, and full sports facilities as well. And I just included this slide to show you some of the study spaces. So a couple of these at the top here are our new engineering spaces. That's the diamond on the left and the engineering heart space as well. Our libraries are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can use those to rent laptops, to rent recording equipment if you're doing presentations. So they're available for students all the time to be able to make you feel welcome on campus. And also in terms of your accommodation, so this is your housing while you're studying with us. If you opt in for university accommodation, the cost is usually around £7,000 per year. And that includes all of your bills, your electricity, water, heating, everything is included, as well as a series of free events and activities programs to help you socialize. And there is also 24 hours a day security and also maintenance in case anything in your room breaks. So your room will be for a standard, a private bedroom and a private ensuite bathroom, and then shared with usually 5 to 6 other students around a central living and kitchen space. So you can choose if you want to have mixed gender or single gender accommodation. And you can either stay at the Centre University City campus, the accommodation there, or outside of the campus, about a 15-minute walk to the main campus in a slightly more residential area of the city. The cost is the same for both, and all of the facilities are the same. If you will be traveling with dependents or with family members, we do also have some family accommodation available as well. And now I'll just finish with some information on support and scholarships. So we do have, as I mentioned, a dedicated international student support team. They are available to help you with your visa applications. They provide the airport pickup service that I mentioned. They'll arrange an orientation week for you so that you can help to get settled into the campus when you first arrive. And they're there throughout your stay to offer any support that you need, particularly if you're interested in staying after you graduate and you want to apply for the 2-year post-study work visa to stay in the UK. So for scholarships, we do have a partnership, of course, with FUNED. So master's students who are receiving a loan from FUNED will be eligible for an automatic fee reduction scholarship. So that is worth 20% of your degree tuition fees per year. So this cannot be combined with the other university scholarships that we have available. We always recommend that you apply for all of the scholarships that you have available, and then the university will award you the one with the highest value. So alongside the FUNED scholarship, so that's a 20% tuition fee discount, we do also have some university postgraduate scholarships. So the largest scholarship that we have is a £10,000 merit scholarship. This is available for 75 students at postgraduate level. It's only available for our international students. So once you have applied for your offer and you have an offer from the university, you can then do a small additional application for the merit scholarships. So that is usually 2 questions, a paragraph each, something along the lines of, why do you want to study this course? And why are you interested in studying at the University of Sheffield? And how will that help you with your future plans? So the information they ask for in the application for the scholarship is very similar to the content from your personal statement. And I always recommend to students that you reuse the same information, and it makes the application a very smooth process. We do also have some smaller scholarships, automatic scholarships, that as long as you accept your choice by a certain date, which is usually in June, you will get an automatic fee reduction. So £2,000 for social sciences and arts and humanities courses, and £2,500 if you're doing anything from engineering, health, and science. Please feel free to ask me more questions about that at the end. And finally, so briefly, how do you apply for the postgraduate courses? So you'll usually need a 4 to 5 year bachelor's degree from a recognized university. If you've studied your bachelor's degree in Europe, at a country like the UK that offers them in 3 years, that's absolutely fine as well. So for most postgraduate courses, you'd need the equivalent of a UK 2-1, which is usually an 8 out of 10 or an 80 out of 100, depending on how your degree certificate has been graded. Some courses do also accept a slightly lower grade as well, 7 out of 10 or 70 out of 100. And if you've not studied initially in a predominantly English-speaking country, you will be asked to complete an IELTS test or an equivalent English language test. So an IELTS would be a 6.5 with a 6 in each component, and we do accept a wide range of additional courses, a range of English language tests. You apply directly to the university. There is no fee to apply. You can apply for multiple courses in the same application form, and you don't need your final certificate or your IELTS or English language test to do your application. You can apply and then upload those later. So you will eventually, when you come to do your final, when you come to confirm your offer, you will need to include translations of your certificates if they were not issued in English. Also, applications open in September for the following September study, and we usually recommend to apply between September and January, because then you have time to meet scholarship and visa deadlines as well. And just a reminder that the majority of master's degrees are 12 months. So you study September to the following September, and you can defer your offer for up to 2 years. So if you apply and you can't come to study with us for various reasons, you can defer your offer so you don't need to reapply within those 2 years. So that's everything from me. I hope that that was helpful. Please feel free to ask any additional questions that you have. If you would like to talk to some current students, you are able to do that via the university website. You just chat and you'll be able to chat with our current student ambassadors. And if you'd like to hear more about the university, we do have webinars called Sheffield Live that happen every Wednesday. They are current students and also staff like myself talking about different aspects of the university journey. So applications, scholarships, housing, what to pack, etc. throughout the year. And you can sign up for those online. And it's a good opportunity to ask questions and have them answered in real time. Okay, so that's everything from me. Thank you so much for listening. I'll hand back to you, Sophia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kate, for that information. And I was just thinking that if Sheffield is ranked as #1 in green spaces, and that is in the UK, that must be amazing because it's a tough competition.
It is very, very green. I'm glad to see that I've included some greenery on campus in my background as well, just as proof.
Exactly. It sounds like a dream. Well, I'm going to leave you with Alejandro, and he will tell us a little bit about Pearson testing and why you should consider it for applying to your degrees.
Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Kate. So as Kate mentioned, I'm sorry, I need the screen sharing option. As Kate mentioned, we are one of the other options of English requirements if you want to comply. I'm sorry, I still don't have the permission to share the screen. But I can tell you that Pearson Test of English is accepted by the University of Sheffield. So yeah, I still don't have the permission, I think, to share. Yeah, sorry. I do have
Ya puedes compartir.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm just taking 2 minutes and 5 slides to share with you a little bit about Pearson PTE Academic or Pearson Test of English. And just want to share with you some characteristics of the test because it is important that you know that there are other options, as Kate mentioned, to prove your level of English to different institutions, in this case, the University of Sheffield. So our exam is 100% digital. You take it in a computer. It was always digital, so we haven't had any paper version of the test. It's always on computer. It's only one session, so you do the speaking and the rest of the test in just one session, everything in a computer, in a session of 2 hours. You have integrated speaking and writing in the first part of the test, and then you do the listening and the reading part. It's all marked by artificial intelligence, so you don't have any human interaction. There is no need to go through a human interview in a separate session. You can do it everything in just one session, and we have a lot of resources of preparation that we can share with you. I have one slide with all the preparation resources and all the things for you to get familiar with the test, and everything is for free. Just for you to know, PTE Academic is accepted in many, many countries. As you can see, it is accepted in the UK in all universities. We also have a UKVI version of the test, so you can see that it's also approved by the UK government. So in this case, it's more than suitable for you to take it for the University of Sheffield. The process, you can go online and you can go into our website and find your preferred center and find your date, the date where you want to take the test. We have different dates open throughout the year. I think the next slide mentions it, but we are going to have in December one new test center in Monterrey, one new in Guadalajara, one more in Mexico City, and in 2025, we will have online proctored version of the test. So I know that the University of Sheffield accepted the online version during the pandemics. It is only a matter of making sure that they still do if you want to take that option. If not, you will have to go to the test center and take the test. Our results are from 10 to 90, as you can see here. Most universities, including University of Sheffield, are requiring a B2, which is a 61 onwards. I'm going to show you the scores that University of Sheffield requires from our test. As I mentioned, you can take it in Mexico City, you can take the test in Guadalajara, Monterrey, and the online version in 2025. This is the score report. This is how your certificate will look. It will be always, as I mentioned, digital. So it will have your photo, it will have the overall score, and it will have a score for each one of your skills. This here that you are seeing in the slide are the scores that the University of Sheffield requires. So for a minimum pass, 61 in the overall score, with a minimum of 56 in each component. And then they go onwards to the most proficient applications that you can have. So the best score you can have is a score of 76 with a minimum of 72 in each component. These are requirements directly from the website of the University of Sheffield. So as you can see, the test is accepted. And as I mentioned, we have a lot of practice material for you. Most of it is free. You can download an app. You can also take a practice test. You can pay for a score practice test to see if which will be your score and what areas you need to practice. We have free online courses from different universities that are on our website. You can take the online courses and enroll and get to know better the test. And just to finalize, we have also an agreement of 20% with FUNED. So when you book the test, you can use this code just as you use it with maybe Uber, I don't know, other apps. When you're going to pay for the test, you say that you have a discount code. You can put FUNED PTE, and it will go down from $240 to $192, which means approximately 3,745 pesos. So I think it's a very nice agreement, a very good surprise. And if you have any questions, if you need something for preparation, if you have any other comments about the test or requirements, let me know. You have there my email, and I will be very glad to support. Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro. Gracias. Now it's time for the Q&A. Preguntas y respuestas. Aprovechen. You can do them in Spanish and I can translate, or in English. You can put them in the chat, or you can open your microphones, whatever you feel comfortable with. Please don't be shy and take advantage that Kate is here and she is more than happy to answer your questions. No sean tímidos, hagan sus preguntas. Sí, Rosalinda, puedes tener acceso a la grabación. La vamos a subir en nuestra página web o mañana probablemente, o el lunes ya seguro la tienes. Gracias. Angelina.
Hola, sí, ¿ahí me escucha?
Sí, perfecto.
Okay, well, this question is for the university. I don't know if it will be possible to have like a quick chat with studying of the master's degree that I am interested. I don't know if that's possible, because I'm writing like some essays for the funding options I have, and I would like to have like more information to so I could explain why that master degree it's a good fit for my career. Thank you.
Yes, you are able to chat with current students. Let me just share the link in the chat box. So this is the link to be able to talk to our current students. You can then specify the course or the country that you want them to be from, or any other key topic that is of interest to you. If you're not able to find a student from the specific course that you're interested in, you are always welcome to email me. I'll also share my email address in the chat there. I do offer one-to-one video chats as well, so we can always discuss your application one-on-one at a time that suits you. Oh, sorry, Sophia, I've realized I've just sent those links directly to you. Let me just share them to everybody. And also, if you email me, and I can then go out to the department and also see if there's someone from the department who is able to chat with you as well about your application. There isn't always an academic available, and they are quite busy, but we'll do our best to arrange for them to be able to at least email with you and talk to you about what makes the course special, why you might want to study it at Sheffield, and give you some additional support for your application.
Perfect. Thank you, Kate. There's a hand raised, but I'm gonna read one first from the chat. Is there a program for biotechnology and enterprise?
So we do have a biotechnology course. So we have molecular biology and biotechnology. It doesn't specifically mention enterprise, but that's a biotechnology course. We also have biological and bioprocess engineering, which may also be of interest to you as a related course as well. And then we have the biomedical science and biomedical engineering courses as well. So have a look on the course pages. Each course page has a full description of the course, the classes that you'll study. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, apologies, I didn't mention about entry costs, so the fees of the courses. So let me just take a second there, because I know that will be an important consideration. So for the courses, the master's courses at the University of Sheffield, the fees range from around £21,000 to £31,000. So the range there is that the courses at the lower end of the scale, the less expensive, will tend to be your arts and humanities courses and some social sciences courses. So for example, if you're interested in the business management or finance courses, they're usually around £22,000. If you're interested in the health courses, science or engineering, they tend to be at the higher end of the scale, more maybe like £29,000. So just to give you an idea there, so again, with the FUNED discount, you would get 20% off the course fees. And then, as I mentioned, we also have those £10,000 scholarships that are the merit scholarships to help with the cost. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier. So just wanted to add that in.
No worries. Thank you so much. So Ivan, if you want to open your microphone and ask your question.
Thank you. I have questions. First question, is work experience required to start a master's degree? And what level of English is required to start a master's degree? Are there options to improve our English while we study our master degree? And is possible to work part-time while we do our master degree to cover some expenses?
Those are all excellent questions. Thank you so much. So I'll try to remember all of them. Please, please feel free to remind me if I forget any of them as well. So you are able to work part-time whilst you study for a master's degree. On a student visa, you can work for up to 20 hours per week. And to give you an idea, the minimum wage in the UK is usually around £11 per hour. So £11 per hour, and you can work up to 20 hours per week. So that gives you an idea of you could make a wage of around £220 per week to help you with your living costs. So I would say that's not enough to really make an effect on your rent or your fees, but in terms of your day-to-day living costs, that will really help you as a student. As I said, Sheffield's a very inexpensive place to live. So that's for your work. So in terms of your English level, so as Alejandro was saying, we do accept the Pearson test. So that is, we accept both the PTE academic and also the UKVI. So you would be looking, it says on here, although I hope Alejandro will correct me if I'm wrong, that a minimum score would be an overall score of 61 with a minimum of 56 in each component. Does that sound right, Alejandro?
Yeah, correct.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that would be your kind of entry requirement. And then, and if you wanted to have some support with your English before you came, absolutely. Yes, we have an English language teaching center. So this, and I'll put the link in the chat here for everyone. So you can attend the English Language Teaching Center ahead of your studies with us. You do your application to the university for the master's degree you want to choose, and then you can have the option to come for like 6 months or a year ahead of your studies. That will be based on how far below the English language entry requirement you are. So if you're only a couple of points below, they'll just invite you for a short course, maybe 6 weeks or a couple of months. If you're needing to go up a full level, then they would invite you to a longer course. And all of the information about the fees and everything is available on there. they guarantee you to then pass and be admitted directly into the university. So whatever the length of course you study at the English Language Teaching Centre, they guarantee to be able to get you up to an entry level by the time your course begins in September. And I feel like I've forgotten a question along there, if anyone else can remember.
No, I think you got them. Te contestó todas, ¿no, Iván? ¿O le faltó alguna?
Sí, está completo, gracias.
Yeah, that was okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Gracias, Iván. Voy a leer una al chat y luego voy contigo, Carlos. Is it necessary to have the title from the undergrad, or can they start their process of admission and then get the transcripts later?
Absolutely, yeah. So you can apply without having your final transcript, without having your final English language certificate. You can do your application. As I said, it's free to apply, and you can apply for multiple courses. And then you'll be given what is called a conditional offer. And then to meet the conditions of your offer, you need to upload your final certificate. So your final English language transcript, or your Pearson certificate, or your degree certificate. And just again, to remind you that you would need it to be translated into English. So just to take into account that will take a little bit longer. So make sure you have an approved translation into English to submit, towards the end of your application. But your initial application, where you get your offer and you can then apply for scholarships, you don't need any final certificates to be able to do that.
Thank you. That was helpful. Carlos?
Yes, thank you. This is a question for the university, for Kate. I have already started my application process and I created my account. However, I didn't receive any application number, neither on the platform nor by email. And there is a specific section which suggests writing down that number on the recommendations letters, as well as the name of the applicant. But since I don't have that number, could you help me to solve that problem, or if it is entirely necessary to put that number on the recommendation letters? Okay,
great question. So there you can email this email address, study at. That is sort of the main admissions email address. You're also welcome to email me or CC me into the email as well, so that I can kind of help you get access to that as well. It is not essential to include your application number when you're on your other documentation, but it might be good to have it just for your own peace of mind as well, to be reassured that your application has gone through and is being processed. So definitely please do email study at and/or myself, and we'll be able to help you sort that problem.
Okay, thank you. And I have another question. There is a specific date when the acceptance letters are going to be sent to all the applicants, or it depends on the date when I send my own application?
That's right. So they are, there's no one date that they all get sent. As you apply from September onwards, as the admissions team process your application, they will send you your offer letters. So we usually try to respond to students within 2 weeks, but it sometimes can be a little bit longer when it's very busy and we're getting lots of applications. So I would say at least 4 weeks before I would start to worry. But you are always welcome to email me with if you have any concerns or you're experiencing a delay, and I will try to speed up the process at our end as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias, Carlos. Are there any other questions? ¿Alguna otra pregunta que tengan por ahí? So, okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, Kate and Alejandro, for your time, and everyone else who joined us. Muchas gracias por estar aquí. It's always great to hear from our partners, and I was especially glad to hear that there's already one person applying. Carlos, felicidades. Te deseo mucho éxito, y we hope to see you all very soon applying for Sheffield and for the FUNED funding, and of course doing your Pearson PTE test anytime soon. Muchas gracias por su tiempo. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.